name is Jake Mardig, and I'm doing my presentation on gun rights in the U.S. To start off, the Second Amendment is the right to bear arms, and it's not unlimited, but you can have guns in the U.S. if you want. It's just like machine guns that are somewhat limited. And then this amendment is included in the Bill of Rights. And it was adopted in 1791. So this is just like by state gun control. As you can see, like the more populated states have a higher like control, I guess you would say. And states like Minnesota and less populated states in the Midwest have less regulated laws. And as you can also see, in the states that have less regulations, there's also been more shootings. So law enforcement, the ATF, they're responsible for preventing unlawful use, manufacturing, and production of firearms. And they're just like the big like police force in the country. Also the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations, they handle a lot of things that have to do with guns and more violent crimes. Court cases involving gun rights and criminal rights, I guess. So Miranda versus Arizona was a big one in 1966. That was, that's a picture of Miranda in the bottom right, and he wasn't read his 5th or 6th Amendment rights. So even though he killed some people, he couldn't be convicted because they didn't give him an attorney or read him his rights.
Is that why it's called Miranda rights now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
and so that was after him?
That's after the court case. And then United States versus Miller, he was accused or convicted of having a shotgun traded across the state lines, and it's under 18 inches, which makes it unconstitutional by that law. So he took it to the Supreme Court to try to get it repealed because he thought that he could do that under his right of the Second Amendment. And then the District of Heller versus Columbia, the District of Columbia versus Heller in 2008 protected the handgun rights, and that follows the Second Amendment because you can bear arms. And then this McDonald versus Cleveland also followed that case and just like upheld the right to bear arms, and handguns especially. Important gun laws. Protection of Lawful Commerce in the Arms Act, which means like dealers cannot be held accountable for crimes committed with their weapons. So once the sale is final, you can't be charged, like the company can't be charged with a crime. Gun-Free School Zones Act is no unauthorized person can have a gun in a school zone. So pretty much nobody other than cops can have guns in schools. Omnibus Crime Control and Safe Streets Act prohibits interstate trade of handguns and increased the minimum age to buy a handgun to 21, which still stands today, so you have to be 21 to buy a pistol or handgun. Firearm Owners Protection Act prohibits the sale of automatic weapons without ATF approval, so that just made it harder for more dangerous weapons to get out on the streets. Age restrictions, like I said, handguns are 21, but rifles and shotguns, like long barrel guns, you can buy when you're 18, and ammunition you can also buy. Some guns you need a permit, like handguns you need to get like a background check on, but it just kind of depends on what state you're in also. And other restrictions, like if you're classified as mentally insane or like convicted felons, it's a lot harder to be able to buy a gun because of the background checks and stuff. They don't want just anybody running around with a gun.
Yeah.
And like exceptions, so if you're going to be using it for employment, ranching, or farming, target practice, hunting, pretty much like reasonable activities, it's allowed to have a handgun. So if your job requires it, then you can like sign a form and be able to carry it around for the use of the job.
So if you put gangbanging and popping caps and people's on your application, it's probably won't get approved, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then these are states.
Okay. Wow.